Netherlands, here we are, drinking coffee company, coffee as evidence of my arrival. So finally, we are ready to take over Europe with our experts, with our international pool. Well, I will let you know a little bit about who we are, what we're going to be talking about today, of course, with our coffee, tea, beer, you name it. And welcome everybody. Welcome everybody who's watching, who's going to be watching this video later. My name is Maria, and well, we have a recurring thing going on since last April when the pandemic started, called Coffee Break with Maria. So that's me. I'm the CEO and founder of 7 Days to Go, and within 7 Days to Go, we have something called the Expert Pool. So what is that? We have everything you need basically to make your business work with the help of experts. We have 10 different categories, more than 40 experts actively sharing knowledge in spaces like this. And the invitation is actually to go live, to include you, to understand what is your challenge, how we can add value via this content that is available for you for free. And yeah, we, apart from doing these events on a regular basis, we have our YouTube channel where you can see everything we have been hosting in the past. We host events in English and Spanish, and today we're going to be talking to somebody who's actually in the coffee triangle of Colombia, my country. So we're going to be talking about coffee and marketing. So today the main focus is performance marketing. So what's that? How to make marketing work. So basically we do a lot of things like this event and like a lot of social media content, a lot of campaigns, and then what to measure, how to make all that work. Yeah. So we're going to be talking about how to really make it work. What are the key metrics? Feel free to ask anything. And as I always say, there are no stupid questions. We're going to read them all via comments and share it with Christian, our digital marketing expert, who I'm going to be introducing right now. There you are. Boom. So you were like, Maria, nice intro.
Big face for you.
This is Christian. Everybody. So he's a digital marketing expert, and what I really like about him, and this is how I always introduce you, I think, is like he stands in between business development and marketing, and that's a weird species to have, you know. Many times we're just focusing on marketers, of content creators and stuff like that. And then we have people who are thinking about business and business development when, and just as a general introduction, when everything that your marketing guy or girl tells you is likes and comments and hearts, that's not working. So we are going to talk about why it's not that working and what actually works, right? So first of all, a little quick introduction about you, Christian, and you know, not only your credentials, but why we are thinking about these topics together. And then we go through some questions that we have prepared, plus, of course, the questions of the audience that actually have all the priority. So welcome, everybody.
Thank you. Now from Colombia. So coffee break. I have some coffee from my town. So Ginebras Gourmet. This is nice. really good. So now, very simple. 15 years in the market doing strategic marketing.
15 or 15 because you look younger.
Yeah, but I'm 43. So that's good.
You see, Colombian people will never age. You're 42. Yeah. Okay.
So marketing for IDT in United States, big ONGs, Think International, Project Hope, Hilton Foundation, I mean, you name it. Presidential campaigns in Colombia, major offices campaigns, big projects, unicorns in Colombia, such as Laika. And I have been participating in different endeavors around the world. So good. Why is important for me this part of the section? Because without entrepreneurship, without startups, there is no development, not for our country, not for the world. So I'm aware of that situation, so I'm deeply involved within the community.
Great. So today we're going to be focused on performance marketing, or like data-driven marketing, or any hashtag that you want to use to actually talk about what really matters when it comes to measuring, you know, marketing outcomes based on business goals, not based on what I said before, like about things that normally the platforms give you as feedback, like likes and, you know, comments and things that you can get as signs of engagement with your audience. So today we're going to talk first why this topic is important, and then we're going to break it down into different questions so you can really get the metrics and the data and everything that you can actually ask to your agency or to your freelancer when it comes to reporting and evaluating, that your monthly or your regular marketing efforts, right? So first of all, why is this topic important? Why to measure? It sounds
Uh,
like, of course. The question is
yeah,
like, of course, why not to measure? But why a lot of people, is a common mistake that people don't know or don't have a clue on what to measure.
I have found this with um, in the system. So there are two schools of thought: the branding school, which is very strong right now, and the traditional marketing school, which is you connect your strategy, your uh, company strategy, and your sales strategy, and then your marketing strategy. So this is how it flows, right? But now there's a strong belief that you have to have added value and all those things and storytelling, and that is going to bring customers to your store or to your product, whatever it is. But what people is forgetting is that everything goes to the bottom end. So if you don't sell, if your marketing strategy is not aligned to that bottom end, to that return over investment, you're going to be messed up no matter what, right? So it doesn't matter if you have a beautiful storytelling, a beautiful branding, if your social media is great, if your business model is not based on attention economy, you're going to be messed up. So that's why it is important to go back to the basics and connect. What do you want to do? What is the objective of your organization within a given period, 6 months, 3 months, 1 year, 3 years, whatever it is. And then how you're gonna set your channels within your business model. Not everyone is going to look for a million subscribers to sell something, right? So it depends on you. You need to connect your business model, your objective, your strategy, and then your marketing logistics. That is what you need to do.
Okay. Yeah. So why to measure? Of course, we know it's like basically self-explanatory, but what to really measure and what is the data that you actually need, because of course, I'm also a marketeer, and we also have like the whole dynamic of an agency. We both are into marketing agencies, right? So in the end, we get a lot of data, and it can be overwhelming. Even when you're not running any ad campaigns, you have a lot of information via Facebook, via LinkedIn, all the medias, and then it's like, okay, what to pick, how to make that make sense, how to make sense of it, and in the end, what to do to really make it work, like
Yeah.
for your business, based on what Christian just described. What are your goals? So what are your business goals? And let's picture a starting entrepreneur that doesn't have a lot of resources to go like A, B, C, set testing, and that in the end you like have campaigns. You need to put yourself out there, and you need to see what really works, and how is
Yeah.
that data giving you feedback or confirmation that you're in the right track, actually. Yeah.
Okay. So let's put it into pieces, right?
Mhm.
First, what is your business model? How do you bring money in? Do you sell directly online? Do you get form requests? Do you get appointments to your service consultancy or something like that? Do you get downloads for an app that you're using? How do you make your money? Or are you one influencer who is using internet to sell products to your database, right? So your product is going to be your database. That's the first thing. There are a few things that you can do online. I mean, so that is the what do I want my person who comes to my site to do, or to my app, or to my hub, whatever it is, a
Mhm.
Facebook page. That's the first thing. That's what I need to be clear about. Okay, the second thing is that you need to split this in three pieces. First, how do I get traffic to that hub? That's the first thing. How do I bring traffic? Okay, so I'm doing a lot of things. I have time, knowledge, technology, people working for me, whatever. So I'm spending a lot of time bringing first traffic, right?
Mhm.
So how many users come to my hub? Which channel are they using? That's
Mhm.
the first thing. Then you get your conversion level. So are those people who come to my hub taking the action that I want them to take, buy
Mm-hmm.
online, fill the form, get an appointment, use the chat. I know whatever it is that you're going to use, and then how do I make them to repeat that action over time, over a period of time? So
Mm-hmm.
that's the first thing you need to do. You cannot eat a whale in a single bite, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you need
I
to
hope
split them.
not. Yeah.
So that's the thing. So
Uh-huh.
when you get these three pieces, now you need to set your tactics and your actions for that specific moment. So my traffic, okay, how many people do I need to come to my site so I can get a conversion? Do I need 10? Do I need 20? Do I need 100? Okay, so depending on that, I choose what I'm going to do.
Okay.
And then I need to look at what is the channel that is the most optimal to get better conversion. Not only better traffic, but better conversion. So for instance, in my case, Facebook is not useful to me that much. It's good for awareness, but
Mm-hmm.
my relationships, business relationships, are the ones that are bring me customers. This kind of things that we're doing here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then how do I make those relations last longer?
Yeah.
And then we have a lot of abbreviations, CTR, click, or whatever. I mean, we can discuss that later.
Okay. So that will reply to my first question is about goals, how to set campaign goals that really matter for your business. So of course, picture yourself like, okay, we can even do an example of us. We are expert pool, so we have 40 experts. We have like really, high level talent. We know that what we're talking about is not whatever. We have a whole curation process to select our experts, and we are sharing all this content with the only intention of adding value to your business, wherever you're standing. You're like a startup, you're already scaling up, or what really works. Yeah. So as Christian is saying, there are different types of campaigns. First, you need to bring the eyeballs, right? Of course. So you need a bunch of people looking at what you're doing. People were asking me, Maria, why are you drinking all this coffee with these people, right? Like, what's going on? What's the purpose of that? Of course. I thought, okay, from a strategic point of view, of course, I'm doing a lot of awareness. I'm bringing a lot of attention around what we do. We're not selling anything right now. We're just showing that our experts really know what they are talking about and that they can potentially help you out, right? So that's what we're doing with our experts via these channels. Are people buying something during this event? No. Do people know that we are doing something that can help them out as a one-stop shop concept? Yes. And thanks to that, you start building relationships. And as Christian said, our businesses, our clients are businesses. How are businesses online? How do business gather online? Two ways. They are on LinkedIn. And second way, there are groups that are like, of course, for business owners, startups and scale-ups, or list of interest. So basically what starts happening after posting all this its content is that people are like, hey, Maria, you're really active on social. I see you doing all this noise. What are you doing with these experts? That is a conversation that happens organically, via inbox, via messenger, via WhatsApp. That's what happens. Then is when we talk and schedule a call. And of course, it's not like we host a coffee break and next day we have a lot of clients. It's like we are keeping our efforts consistently, and based on that consistency and these defined goals, we're getting the traction and the outcome that we need, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So traffic.
So what to measure?
Okay.
Yeah. So now we're thinking with this example that I'm just, putting
Okay.
out there. So what to
So the first thing with traffic. Okay.
measure?
So we have a hub. In the expert pool case, the hub is going to be LinkedIn, is going to be social media, is going to be YouTube, but we are going to have as well forms. For instance, this event had a hub that was a landing page with a form, right?
Yeah.
So we need to measure first. We need tools to do that. Analytics, Google Analytics is a good tool. Facebook Pixel is a good tool. When we use Eventbrite or HubSpot, it has some tools to measure to help you things as well. So we have the what I call vanity indicators. So we have, for instance, views, likes, and that. But that's the first level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I measure traffic, I measure two things. First, is how many people come to my hub. The second thing that I check is what is my bounce rate. Okay. So bounce rate, what does it mean? People come to my site or to my hub or whatever I do, and they go back. If I have a video, it's people who did not watch at least 15 seconds. Sometimes I can measure that in a longer rate. But in my website, I try to have that bounce rate below 60. That's the ideal thing. It's not easy to do, but that's the ideal thing to do. Okay, the bounce rate. Then, how much time they spend on your hub, on your website, on your video, on your social content? How much time do you spend there? Okay, and then what is the profile for that person? So the business persona, the buyer persona. So if I'm going to sell to startups, I'm going to need people who are going to have a certain age, a certain set of features. So I measure that, how that matches against my business model, what I sell, right? If I'm selling to business owners and my public is going to be people from 16 to 20, maybe that is not going to be right. So that is an important measure to do. Okay, there is a tool that I use a lot, that we have used a lot, is Hotjar, that it measures how people behave in my website. In my video, when I have a video, it shows me the tools. For instance, YouTube shows me where they look, where is the peak of the video. So I know what part of what kind of content I'm getting attention to. So that's when I do traffic. Okay. Then conversion. Oh, wait, traffic, because it's important. We're gonna talk ads a little. Your click-through rate. So if you had ad campaigns, you have an ad that has a copy, a description, and you put those things to compete, right? So the click-through rate tells you how many people click from the group that was exposed to the ad. So that is a very important thing to measure, because it is going to tell you if what you are telling them is interesting. That ad. So if you click through,
sorry to interrupt you. Like, can you also measure the same by not running campaigns? Because you have, it's good to introduce, like, you have two different scenarios: your organic efforts and when you are actually paying money to advertise what you offer, right?
Yeah, but the C2 click-through rate is a very specific thing to ads. So if you are spending money, that is something very important to measure. Okay. The second thing,
running campaigns here.
Yeah, that CTR, that click-through rate, is going to affect the cost per click. That is a very important feature for your ads campaign. And then it is going to affect the other factors: bounce rate, time on site, users per session. I mean, you mean it. So that is very important to pay attention to. So when you are doing campaigns, it is very important for you to have different ads that are going to compete, and have different group ads depending on your demographics. If you're gonna measure things that are gonna go for a male public or a female public, or I don't know, enterprise managers or university people, I mean, you have different groups for those.
Yeah.
That is very important. So that click-through rate, bounce rate is click-through rate on ads, bounce rate, cost per click is very, very important. And time on site, page per session. So how many? Yeah. And then you go to conversion. Then you go to measure your
conversion is actually the last step, and people think normally it's the first step. It's
the first step.
So I go advertise it, and then I get the result I want. And as we are already explaining, this is not the case. I'm really curious about what your business is about. So for somebody, like for everybody who's watching right now, is going to be watching this later, please post what is your industry, what's your business about, so we can also make it more relevant to your case.
Yes, because the business model
really depends.
The business model is gonna direct and define what your strategy is going to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's step zero. So what's your
step
business
zero. I mean,
model? What's your strategy to get clients? Like how
yes.
are you getting conversions? Yeah.
There is something, I mean, for startups, growth is a very important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So duplication month after month. And when you get to the Apple levels, you need to sell to people that are in Mars so you can satisfy your investors, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a local business that has just a few blocks of space to cover, then that growth is not that important,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So in that case, that's why this is kind of tricky. That's why when we talk about local businesses, the local pack, how many people are calling you during a month, how many
Mm-hmm.
people are watching your Google pack, that is something important.
Yeah. So, well, if we think about the scenario of a starting entrepreneur, somebody that has the challenge of really growing as fast as possible, but as good as possible, let's say, let's grow in the best way possible. That's what we encourage to do. So you do describe a lot of things, but what should be the must have, like the key performance indicators to measure your
Okay.
marketing outcome in that case,
Okay, let's try to simplify this for a lot of people. If you want to grow, you need to do ads.
Mm-hmm.
That's
so you
the
have
first.
to do it even if it's a little investment.
Yes.
Yeah. Why
Yes.
to do ads? Why do you recommend to start, with ads?
Because it's the most effective and fast way to contact your audience.
Mm-hmm.
It's immediate. I mean, I set an ads campaign and I can get results in 2 days, sometimes in 2 weeks. But if I do an organic campaign or a social media endeavor, it's gonna take me months to grow, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the first thing to measure, obviously, is gonna be click-through rate. That's the first thing. The second thing to measure is cost per click.
Mm-hmm.
The third thing to measure is demographics. Who is clicking your ads? It's gonna be very, very important. I mean, it's gonna be age of the public, gender, sometimes income is gonna be very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
When you have that, the second level, bounce rate for me is the most important factor in traffic when they go to the hub. Bounce rate. Then the second indicator is gonna be the page per session. How much they scroll through your website or to your content. That's the same. And then you can take something that is going to be your conversion rate. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
how many people are looking to your content, and how many of those are taking the action that you want them to take.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So that's
that
the cherry on the cake.
yes. So if let's say you do a landing page and you put a Google pack where you have your local SEO, right? And you have 100 people coming to your website. The 90% of those people go back.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that your effort is gonna give you only 10 people to convert,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you don't have enough. That's why bounce rate is so important, okay? Because your conversion level is going to be affected by that. Okay,
Yeah.
when you get your conversion level, what you are going to measure? Ticket, how much they purchased. And if you have your report system well set up, it is going to, you need to check ticket per channel, so social media, how much they purchase through Facebook, how much from people that come from Facebook, from Instagram, from YouTube, from SEO, local organic SEO, from local packs, from SEM. So how much they are going to purchase per channel. And then you're going to measure how much they come back. That is retention.
Yeah.
So now we have like a set of 10 indicators, right?
Yeah.
So
we just share the first 5 there. Yeah. Comments.
So click through, you have when you have ads click through rate, right?
Yeah.
So you have cost per click,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you have your demographics, so how those clicks uh, are distributed, and then you have bounce rate, sessions, page per sessions, times on site, and
Mm-hmm.
then your conversion levels.
Yeah. Wow.
There is something, not everybody uses that.
Mm-hmm.
It is basic, but not everybody uses that, and it's your CTA action. Each time you have a button to click,
Uh-huh.
yes, you need to measure that. You need to
So
measure that.
how your
So
call to action works? Like, for instance, sign up for free, get a free ticket now, join us now, live now. All of this, for example, in the case of an event, are like
yeah,
the typical call to actions. Yeah.
when you
So
have a website,
yeah.
or during a video, for instance,
Mhm.
have you watched a video and all the time people are telling you, please subscribe and hit
Yeah.
the bell, blah blah blah? That is a call to action.
Yeah.
It's giving you an order. Do this now if you
Mhm.
want to get more content. In my website is, do please click here to start your startup journey now, to increase your sales, to get your pen, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So each button that you use, you need to measure that. In analytics, you have events, so you can measure what people are clicking to.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, and
Mhm.
then for conversion, when you have those clicks set, when you have those event sets, you can make a funnel.
Mhm.
That funnel is, people came to my site, people clicked to this thing, and then they took this action, and then I got the result that I wanted. So you have
Mhm.
your funnel,
Yeah.
right? That is a little bit more complex, but it works like that. Okay,
Yeah.
and then that is the when you have the retention level, is gonna give you something very, could be complex,
Mhm.
but it's going to be very important. I mean, you can take that funnel and say, okay, people who their first purchase is X
Mhm.
last longer, or people who purchase J uh, have a higher ticket, and then you can generate the strategies to improve your business and your bottom end.
So, in conclusion, if you're talking about performance marketing, we're talking about a lab. We're talking about constant experimenting, constant testing of what works based on your objectives, based on your call to actions, and everything that we're just mentioning. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
That's what is happening. So then everybody will wonder two things. One, is it possible to centralize all this? For example, set the goal, draw your funnel, understand where it's step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and have it in a central, dashboard or a way that you can visualize it in order to constantly evaluate and improve your campaign efforts. Because
yes,
many times data is all over the place, and then you can gather reports, you can check your Google Analytics, but is there a way that you can help with this, for example, or that we can help in a way that gives clarity with all this bunch of information, bunch of indicators, how to make it work in a way that we don't forget about it
okay. First
as
thing,
business owners in our regular operations? Yeah.
yes, first thing, you need to have the right tools. Google offers you a set of tools made for this.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is Google Analytics. I mean, from Google Analytics, you connect your Google Ads campaign, you connect your Facebook Pixel, you connect a lot of things,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you have some other tool that is going to help you do that in a easier fashion, and it's Google Tag Manager. That is very
Mm-hmm.
important. Okay.
Okay.
And then you can create a dashboard with that using Google Data Studio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, with that is what we use. You can have a look at your screen, and you, in a couple of seconds, you can see how your things are running up,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So Google Data Studio, that is very important. Some companies have more tools to work with. They use Segment, they use Datagram, they use a lot of things, but the
Mhm.
basic setup is that Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, Google Data Studio. Okay,
Okay. So
for a
then
regular setup.
my last question, also because we are on time now, is it sounds amazing. can you help us? Basically. And we know that coffee breaks are short, as well, to cover all this content, but we want to go like one step beyond what we can offer in coffee breaks. And that's why we're going to be also available for one-on-one calls, like free calls, so you can tell us about your case and also ask Christian for help on setting this up. Like, how can, of course, most business owners are familiar with Google Analytics or, with Facebook Pixel. If you have done campaigns, it's like a must when you're setting up campaigns. But what about putting all this together in a way that makes sense for you? So, let's talk about how you can help and invite people to, book you for a free call on your case, because your case is really unique. There's not a formula, guys, just so you know. No. There's not a marketing template formula that you can just copy paste and works for every business. So that's what we want to basically increase awareness around, like, what's your business? What's your model? How do we make marketing work for you? So let's do a little invite for these next steps, because we're running out of time, and also tell you what's coming up next within Expert Pool. And of course, thank you, Christian, for this bomba.
Okay,
very well. These things, yeah.
So 20 minutes. You can set a free call with me, a free meet call with me for 20 minutes, where I'm going to help you discuss three things. What is your business model? What marketing activities you are doing right now, and how they are affecting your results, and where you can improve. I'm offering a service that is marketing diagnostics, so we can know how people are doing and what they can improve. And we can set a first call for free, so people can tell us what is hacking.
That's the point. And in the end, it's about what is the itch, what is the challenge right now. So all this is posted via comments, like the link to book Christian, and also you can get invited to our next events. We host events in Spanish and English, so I hope we can do this in Spanish soon. And like, just sign up for everything. That's my call to action now. So subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can check our previous events, and also join their mailing list so you can get invitations immediately to our next events. We're closing this month with with our accountant, to talk about exactly what you need and what are the tax benefits and how to get your business started and know exactly how the system works. Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you, Christian, for the amazing time, for all the knowledge. I know it's like a zip file, you need to rewatch it and then open it again. And for everybody who subscribed, you are going to receive an email with all the summary and the next steps, and of course this video. For everybody who was just passing by, make sure that you sign up to our mailing list and you can get the next steps done. That's it. Thank you, everybody. Have an amazing week, and for anything you need, we are here to help. Okay. Ciao, ciao. Thank you, Chris. Bye.